Say it off, Jada Pinkett.
Okay. Okay, so is it Tony Buzbee?
Yes.
Tony Buzbee firm?
Yeah.
Did a press conference during the week.
Yeah.
They confirmed that over 3,000 contacts have been made to their law firm in regards to Don Diddy. And while there's been like 3,000+ people who have got in contact with the firm.
Rang in the
hotline. Sidebar. I saw this on Instagram. If you're in an office and the AC is on, is the office phone still a hotline?
I like the way I like that. That's a good question.
Offices have different departments and rooms. So the hotline might be in a room.
The hotline might be in another room like Diddy's house.
Like the bat phone. Right, but back to Diddy. So out of those 3,000+ people that have been in contact with this law firm, they've filtered it down to a solid 120
people.
Now, 60% of those I've been told is African Americans.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
25 alleged victims were minors.
So hold on, but so it was like 30% of that 60 was obviously males. 30% of it was females.
Yep.
And then you had 30%, which were Hispanic and Asian.
Yeah, he's doing them all.
Keeping it exotic.
Yeah.
But as you should. I'm not in regards to the scenario, but if you're dabbling with, choices, you should be like colours of Benetton. Like if you're doing that. And then the rest were, they didn't even account for the minors. It's like, they're all over the place. However, on a more serious note, it's alleged that from the years of 1991 to 2024, there have been cases that have involved minors.
Yeah.
One going as young as the age of 9. Now,
it's peak.
I'm always in the camp of we have to protect our own in the community. Now, even though I say that with an eye of we have to call right is right and wrong is wrong.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't like blasting or having people outside blast people in our community, especially when they do it worse than we do. However, with all that being said, brother man, 9 years, again, this is allegedly.
This is all alleged.
So, at the end of the day, we're at a point where things could be used to throw at the wall to see what sticks, to try and see what can come out of it.
I feel like part of this is part of the takedown. This is part of his takedown. The only problem is that, what's that Donny's name? The guy who's dealing with these particular cases?
Buzbee. Tony.
He said that some of these things have been reported. Yeah. So they have reports.
Yeah.
And again, when 3,000+ people come out, you have to take some of that with a pinch of salt. You can't just be like, yes, this is, but you also have to understand that certain things have to be investigated, or certain things have been investigated and swept under the rug.
Yeah, a lot of sweeping under the rug will take place. Apparently, Diddy's hotspots for committing his alleged crimes were like Cali, Atlanta, Miami, New York. If you think about it, that's the prime markets, isn't it?
Yeah, of course.
Especially as a successful black man in America, those are prime markets. Cali is essentially Hollywood. Atlanta is the Mecca for black folks.
Yeah.
New York is his own character. New York's so big, it's a character in films. And in Florida, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Get the boats in, so where the coke comes in, get the fly girls in, let's have a good time. Now, it's important to highlight that, and I think we said this in the last pod, there's nothing illegal, there's nothing wrong with someone hosting a party and flying in people in, especially hot girls.
Yeah.
Like, if you're catering to a certain demographic, you know, we've seen it in movies all the time where someone's trying to broker a deal, and the host that's trying to broker the deal with this very important person that they've invited, they've got intel that that important person that's coming to the party that I'm hosting, for example, they have an acquired taste of Hispanic girls.
Right.
So therefore, what I would do
This is rich people shit.
Yeah. What I will do is I'll set the mood, and I will just have 90% of women there would be Hispanic girls.
You with money would be mad.
You'd have a good time, bro. If I had that type of money, you'd have a good time, bro. Your teeth, brother, your teeth would be on show all the time, bro. You'd have a good time. My circle knows. They were like, bro, if you ever got pee, we be living our best lives. They know. But so these things happen, and you bring in, you know, I'd bring in the Hispanic ladies and just have them there, cool, chilling, having a good time. Not there as like, you know, sex workers or anything like that, but just so that the guy who I'm trying to get to agree to signing the deal would be like, looking around and be like, God damn, this mofo knows, he knows how to throw a party. There's nothing with the Great Gatsby used to throw great parties. And I think Diddy wanted to be the Great Gatsby, but then it took a very dark, alleged turn that you're like, well, whoa.
During the week, once these things started to come out, I was walking around the house, working, don't do that, working out how to approach this conversation.
Okay.
Because, again, these things are alleged, but also these things have been spoken about for years. These things in terms of him having these parties and him having these after parties where it gets techie. Now, like, I'm looking at the music industry in a certain way at the moment.
Yeah.
Part of me is fucking glad that I didn't get in. I wasn't really a large part of it. Maybe I wasn't somebody who was going to be able to be swayed. Maybe God protected me. Maybe I just wasn't talented enough to get to a certain level. These are all factors. What I'm noticing is the people that have been put in places in the industry have some allegations made towards them, or have had some things where they feel like they're victimized by being a part of the music industry.
Right.
And and Diddy has been the kind of linchpin to a lot of it. And these things are all handed down from, these are levels, elite levels. Now there's a conversation about Diddy's supposedly suing a liquor company. Said liquor company didn't like the way that he's been moving and has outed him. I don't know the truth behind that. All I'm thinking is all I can do is make sense of it is, for example, these are elite people at the top. They all move together in a certain way. They all rub shoulders in a certain way because they make money together. It's a business, so to speak. And they're using these people, these talented people to move a product, one, and have enough of a, what's the word? Have enough on them. Cachet. So that they can control them and keep them in line.
All right. That brings up a good point, but because you could deep it like, who, right. Okay, so Ciroc, we in our community, we are good at trying to put two things together, especially if it coincidentally seems to happen around similar times.
Right.
Now, prior to him saying to Diaglo, whatever the main company,
Diageo?
I like that.
Is it Diageo or something?
Something like that, yeah. About, look, you lot, because they said, basically what happened was, they said, they make loads of liquor, by the way.
Yeah.
Right? Think of them as like the Premier League, and they have a bunch of football teams.
Yeah.
They said, this branch of our liquor tree is for the lower tier. Basically, they're saying, and you know I don't like using this word, but I'm going to use it in this context. Basically, that branch of our liquor tree is for niggas.
Right.
That's what they say.
Okay.
Right?
Yep.
And he didn't like the fact that they said that.
Yeah.
He didn't like the fact that they were saying, "Oh, we're using you to cater to that demographic," whereas he's saying my brand is a global brand.
Yeah.
It applies to everybody.
Yeah.
Not just my demographic, but to your demographic, to that demographic, to that demographic, to that demographic. Yeah. Now, I don't know for fact, I can't quantifiably say that what he's going through now is a domino effect of that.
Right.
What I can say is,
Yeah.
to your point, we have heard these stories prior
Uh-huh.
through the years of the parties,
Right.
but we never really. We always heard that that boy probably throws some wild parties. We've always seen him as like the party guy, like the guy.
Yeah.
Even from his younger days, that's how he started. He was like a party planner, event host.
And there's stuff
this, that,
online where he's been on talk shows talking about his famous parties.
right? And the who's who have been to these parties.
Everyone.
It's not just hip hop related people.
No.
It's people, Hollywood actors, this, that, and the third.
Some of them claim they left early.
Allegedly, like you not going there. But the thing is, though, is that at the end of the day, it did seem like we never heard of the Cassie stuff until recently.
Right.
We didn't hear about it before. We knew they dated. We knew that was like, do you know what I mean? You hear little whispers, Chinese whispers, but it's never anything enough to make you go, let's dig deeper into it.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
If anything, the most type of stories we used to hear about him was like, did he have a hand in the untimely passing of Mr. Tupac Shakur and Christopher Wallace?
Yeah.
Those are the ones that was like right at the top of the tree where
Yeah.
people was like, well, did he? Didn't he? We're not
Excuse
too
the
sure.
pun.
Do you see what I'm saying? Yeah. But the party kind of things was never really a thing. But then he fires back at that liquor company and goes, no, don't say, that's racist of you to say this branch of your liquor thing, which I'm the face of, is for this demographic. That's racist. And that's passive aggressive.
Was that the reason behind him suing them?
That was his thing, because he didn't like the fact that it was like, and then I think he probably had to do with some of his like shares and that, because he was thinking,
Yeah,
like,
that's
I'm not
what I
getting
thought it
paid
was. Yeah.
so it was a mixture of the two things, right?
Right.
Because as far as a normal Joe would know, they think Diddy owns The Rock.
Yeah.
And Diddy was promoting that shit like it was one of his kids. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but he was basically
the face of the brand.
Well, 50 Cent was recently saying that, mentioned that particular thing where he's had similar deals to Diddy, where he's the face of the company, and then he gets a payment from them.
Yeah, but
Obviously
Diddy was doing like 50 was promoting his shit, but Diddy would make you think like you should be brushing your teeth with water, with Ciroc.
Yeah.
And while you're in the gym working out, he was promoting it hard. So he was like,
Yeah.
"Hey, let me get a little. Let's look back at the terms." And then it's like after that, we just got to where we are now.
Yeah.
I'm not saying the two are exclusively tied together.
No,
but it's a little bit coincidental that he ruffled some feathers and that happens. Maybe the truth would still come out at some point.
Yeah.
And some people saying, well, Cassie said to him, look, I got a book coming out and it's saying everything.
Yeah.
Give me the 30 M's and cool. And I can understand that if you don't want hassle, like if you don't want the hassle of someone saying, like, let me just pay her off so this book doesn't come out.
Yeah.
So it doesn't disrupt
Which is a big mistake he did.
It's a big mistake.
Well, this is why, like, I like the fact that we do this alleged thing because we have to.
We have to, bro, until the court of law says.
And I'm gonna speak for me.
Right, being there.
I think he done a lot of this shit.
No, you can say
I
that,
believe he's done a lot of this shit.
We have
only based on the fact that he settled so quickly with Cassie, and the fact that he now can't get bail.
Yeah.
And again, there's a bigger picture, and I want to get into that in a minute. But there's a bigger picture. But I just feel like he made so many mistakes and moved very sloppy, and this is the reason.
Yeah, should be love. Fight for